So, what are we going to do next? Well, let's do Wynn's. Help Wynn find closure. Wynn spoke to you about the first pupil she took under her wing, an elf named Anerin. She was quite harsh on him and drove him away from the circle. Anerin spoke often of the Dalish elves and dreamed of finding them. However, Wynn believes that he never managed to find them, and that he was hunted down and killed by the Templars. Right, we can't actually do that because we haven't gone to them yet. Which is this one, Nature of the Beast. The wandering Dalish elves, if brought together, are a force to be reckoned with. While they remain suspicious of outsiders, they may still honour the old Grey Warden treaties, go to the Dalish elves, and seek their help to fight the Blight. Alright, let's do that then. Let's do that, and then we'll be getting wins along the way. Shale, yes. You're in. Liliana, and Win. That's not Win. It's almost. Very, very close. There you go. Boom. Oh, Shale's got a level? When did that happen? Well, I guess we will pump strength. That is the way of the Shale. Passive. Each time the warrior fells an enemy, the end of the battle seems closer at hand. Restoring a portion of the warrior's stamina could be good. That requires dex. We don't want that. Let's go with that, I guess. Passives equal good. Lovely. Right. Need to do this off and on. Huh. Okay. So, we are going to... It's the Brazilian outskirts, right? I've got to try this again. I really don't understand why this isn't disappearing. Oh, we fighting. Oh no, I didn't save. Oh, kill me. Oh, thank fuck. Oh, thank fuck. Oh, thank you God, it wasn't a fight. Can you imagine? The amount of fucking talking I just did. Holy shit. Holy shit. You got anything?
You have coin strength, fine weapon and arms, dwarven made. There's two things I'm here for.
Don't care about any of that. I probably only care if you've got anything here, which you don't, so get fucked. Why? Why is this one not working properly? Why is this one still able... to be come back to? It's bugging me. It's really bugging me. I feel like something's just not working here. We've checked everything. Hello? Is this really... I really can't walk through this massive gap? Are you sure? Are you certain? Are you 100%? Yeah, I think we just got to give up on this. It's just not working. So, Brazilian outskirts, I believe it is. What have we got this time?
Ha! Let's wipe them out quickly.
Well, good thing we did the thing. Oh god, stun. Oh god, wait, what happened? Oh my god, Liliana just died just like that? Oh shit. Well, it's a good thing we saved, I guess. Holy fuck. Yeah, just kill me. Wow. It is a very good thing that that happened the second mid-battle thing, and not the first. Because holy shit, that would have been fucking terrible. That would have been fucking terrible. Actually, let's just save here so we don't have to look at that map screen every time. Alright. I don't know how to do this any better. Oh. It's different. Okay. I thought it was... Oh my fucking god! I hate you. I hate you. Fuck the lot of you.
And I'm off. Now this screwman!
Holy shit. Holy shit, I hate that so much. I hate that so much. There's definitely going to be more. It's going to make me jump every time. Motherfuckers. Go on then, drop down on fucking top of me. Go on, you know you want to, you fucks. What's the X's? Deadfall blocked. Sure.
All right. And I'm off.
Pile of filth. Where do I go? I'm not seeing a way to progress. You motherfuckers. Okay, I'm genuinely confused. That's blocked by actual rocks. This is a straight line. This is blocked by actual rocks. I go in here. This is blocked by actual rocks. I go around here. That's blocked by a tree, which I can't do anything with. I go around here. That's blocked by actual rocks. Oh, wait. How did I not see this? Blind moment. Queen spider! Time to die, bitch! Why does a spider have a fucking suit of armor on it? You just keeping it for a special occasion? You trying to cosplay fucking Alistair? Like, what's going on? Why? Why would a spider have a suit of armor on it? Sir.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly.
Oh, I suggest you let me through. Actually, I've been looking for the Dalish.
I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours?
I will tell that to your leader and no one else.
Seeing as you are obviously no simple trespasser, I will leave it to the Keeper to decide the importance of your business. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you.
Yeah,
Follow
as is
me.
my staff on you.
I see we have guests.
Lovely. It's a whole colony.
Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
I understand, but this one claims to have important business with our people.
I see. Tell me,
Nice
stranger,
haircut, mate.
what business could you possibly have with us? We have our own issues we must deal with, as you can see.
And what issues are those?
Answer my question first. If I agree with you, I will indulge your curiosity at length.
I come representing the Grey Wardens.
You might have simply said so to begin with. Masiranus, Mithra. You may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
My name's Dalen. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Manners. From a Shemlin. Interesting. What might be your mission here? Have you come to spread news of the Blight? I had already sensed the corruption spreading in the south. The existence of the Blight is not news to me. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not. I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me.
Alright. Better have a good fucking explanation, mate. Oh, this is looking like a good explanation right here. What the fuck is this?
The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us.
Classic
They
werewolves.
ambushed us. And though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped. But we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
There are actual werewolves in the forest?
There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate.
Werewolves are beasts not unlike abominations, possessed wolves driven mad.
The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brazilian forests are proof of this.
Why did these beasts attack?
They are savage and unrelenting. They need no reason to attack anyone. What is curious, however, is the ambush. We expect werewolves to be no more cunning than a rabid wolf. The ambush suggests a level of intelligence we've never seen before.
Maybe they aren't as unintelligent as you think.
I doubt that. The very curse that is in their blood fills them with an unreasoning rage that precludes any true thought.
Is there a way to help your men?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
Don't worry, I'm pretty based. I'm good at non-trivial tasks.
Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us.
Yeah, I'll get it. No worries, mate.
I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Have you considered seeking outside help?
From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they
He called
have
me a
time to
Shemlin.
spare
What's
for
that?
us?
Is that their word for mage? Is that their word for Grey Warden? Like, I don't know exactly what the Shemlin is. What will you give me in return?
We would assist with the Blight, of course. And you would have our gratitude.
I'd prefer a more substantial reward. Your people could improve their attitude towards me?
This attitude has been burned into our souls after long years of slavery and oppression. It is not personal, but very well. I will remind my people of the danger you will undertake on our behalf.
Oh. I can't choose the other options? I'll find this Witherfang for you.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
I have some questions.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
How do I find Witherfang?
Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest.
Tell me more about this curse.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
So all werewolves everywhere stem from Witherfang?
No. The ones from this forest, however, do.
So if a werewolf bites me, I'm fucked?
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
How do you know if you've been infected?
You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
How did it start?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
Okay.
Go on, then. I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Dalish camp. Quest updated. Codex updated. Oh boy. Oh boy. Slay Witherfang and bring his heart to Zathrian. Lots of people to talk to. Okay. Okay, there is a new character here. Is it that guy that we just spoke to, probably? Keeper Zathrian. There we go. Even with all our magic and skill, we only delay the inevitable. It is said that the elves lived in Ferelden long before any others set foot there, and though most of their knowledge has been lost, it falls to the keeper of each clan to preserve what they have. Zathrian is an old, severe elf with little love for outsiders, but his clan is facing a more trying enemy than most. Okay. Oh, there is more? Okay. Witherfang. Witherfang is, according to the Keeper Zathrian, a wolf. He is no ordinary wolf, however. He is a wolf possessed by a powerful spirit, and the source of the werewolf curse that plagues the Brazilian forest. While Witherfang is hundreds of years old and very powerful in his own right, the only way to end his curse is to cut out his heart and bring it to Zathrian. Is that everything? Yes. Cool.
Yes? What is it you need? Have you news?
I need some equipment.
Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. I will instruct him to put aside some supplies for you, the kind that the hunters use. I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Aye. Silaise. Silaise the Hearthkeeper. Silaise the Hearthkeeper is seen as the sister of Andruil the Huntress. While Andruil loved to run with the creatures of the wild, Silaise preferred to stay by her home tree, occupying herself with gentle arts and song. It is Silaise who gave us fire and taught us how to use it. It is Sileys who showed us how to heal with herbs and with magic, and how to ease the passage of infants into this world. And again, it is Sileys who showed us how to spin the fibres of plants into thread and rope. We owe much to Sileys, and that is why we sing to her when we kindle the fires and when we put them out. That is why we sprinkle our Aravels with Sileys' fragrant tree moss, and ask that she protect them and all within. Andruel, Goddess of the Hunt. Hear me, sons and daughters of the people. I am sister of the moon, mother of Hares, lady of the hunt, Andruel. Remember my teachings. Remember the Vir Tanadhal, the way of 3 trees that I have given you. Vir Asan, the way of the arrow. Be swift and silent, strike true, do not waver, and let not your prey suffer. That is my way. Vir Borasan, the way of the bow. As the sapling bends, so must you. In yielding, find resilience. In pliancy, find strength. That is my way. Vir Adahlen, the way of the wood. Receive the gifts of the hunt with mindfulness. Respect the sacrifice of my children. Know that your passing shall nourish them in turn. That is my way. Remember the ways of the hunter, and I shall be with you. Dalish Apprentice.
I wonder why the ancient Shemlin didn't study our crafts more when they took our people as slaves. You'd think they would have seen value in it.
Yeah. Sorry about the whole slave thing. Pile of scrolls. The Long Walk. Wait, we just got another one as well. When our people left Tevinter, we had nothing except the knowledge that for the first time in countless centuries, we were free. It was Shartan's dream that one day we would have our own homeland, where we could live as we chose. After the long struggle that claimed the lives of many, even Shartan himself, we were granted the Dales. And though the Dales were to the south of the land of Orlais, and a long way off from Tevinter, it mattered little. We were going home, and so we walked. We called our journey the Long Walk, for that is what it was. We walked with what little we had on our backs. Some walked without shoes, for they had none. Whole families, women with infants, the old and young alike, all of them made their way across the land on foot. And if one of our people could no longer walk, we carried him, or sometimes left him behind. Many perished along the way. Some died of exhaustion, others simply gave up and fell by the wayside. A great number were set upon by human bandits, even though we had few possessions. Along the way, a growing number began to bemoan the decision to leave Tevinter. At least in Tevinter, they said, we had food and water and shelter. What do we have here? Nothing but the open sky and the prospect of the never-ending road ahead. Some turned back toward Tevinter, but most of us continued walking. And the gods rewarded those of us who did not waver by bringing us to the Dales. Our people called the new city Halam Shiral, the end of the journey. And for a time, it was home. Dirthamen, Keeper of Secrets. The twins Falan Din and Dirthamen are the eldest children of Elganan, the Allfather, and Mithal, the Protector. The brothers were inseparable from the moment of their conception, known for their great love of each other. That is why we often speak of Falan Din in one breath, and Dirthamen the next, for they cannot bear to be apart, not even in our tales. When the world was young, the gods often walked the earth, and Falan Din and Dirthamen were no exception. Both were delighted by the many wonders of our earth. They played with the animals, whispered to the trees, and bathed in the lakes and streams. Their days were filled with bliss, and they did not know sorrow. And then, one day, while passing through the forest, Falan Din and Dirthamen came across an old and sickly deer resting beneath a tree. "Why do you sit so still, little sister?" asked Falan Din. "Play with us," said Dirthamen. "Alas," spoke the deer, "I cannot. I am old, and although I wish to go to my rest, my legs can no longer carry me." Taking pity on the deer, Falan Din gathered her up into his arms and carried her to her rest beyond the vale. Dirthamen tried to follow them, but the shifting grey paths beyond the vale would not let him. Separated for the first time from Falan Din, Dirthamen wandered aimlessly till he came across 2 ravens. "You are lost, and soon you will fade," the raven named Fear said to Dirthamen. "Your brother has abandoned you. He no longer loves you," said the other, named Deceit. "I am not lost, and Falan Din has not abandoned me," replied Dirthamen. He subdued the ravens and bade them carry him to Falan Din. This they did, for they had been defeated, and were now bound to Dirthamen's service. When Dirthamen found Falan Din, he found also the deer, who once again was light on her feet, for her spirit was released from her weakened body. Both Falan Din and Dirthamen rejoiced to see this. Falan Din vowed that he would remain to carry all the dead to their place beyond, just as he did the deer. And Dirthamen stayed with him, for the twins cannot bear to be apart. Nice. Was that it for that as well? Yes, cool. Alright, Varathorn, sup.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Varathorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Varathorn.
And so they should. Truly, the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then.
Alright, I think you need to chill,
Please
my
forgive
dude.
my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
What exactly do you make here?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
What if I found some for you?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across Ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive.
Blue wood?
You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree for Mage. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
What kind of item would you make?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Very well. I'll take a look when I'm in the forest.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first.
I was told you could supply me with equipment.
Yes. The keeper sent word that you might ask me for such. I took the liberty of assembling some goods that our hunters use. There is a large chest by the Araville, where I put everything we could spare. Feel free to sort through it and take whatever you need.
Is there any other equipment you could spare?
I have nothing left that the clan could spare, but we do have goods that we were going to bring to the Shemlin villages to barter with. Darth Shiro.
Okay, before I look at
May
that...
the creators visit fortune upon you.
What? I said no. I backed out of the thing, and then it opened it anyway. Is this the chest he was talking about? No. Wait, what was the... He said he put it in a chest somewhere. Was it this? Maybe? What was the weapon we just got? Dar Mizzou. No one uses it. Sure. Okay, let's see what we got to pass then.
Anathara, I should get back to...
What do you wish? I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
That's alright, I think. The Dark Moon. It's worse. Oh my god, range is terrible. Yeah, no. Dalish armor inscribed? Inscribed is quite high tier, right? That's even higher tier. Damn it, no gifts. Hello?
Anathara, Grey Warden.
Eldest of the Sun. Elganan, god of vengeance. Long ago, when time itself was young, the only things in existence were the sun and the land. Damn straight, I was there from the beginning, boy. The sun, curious about the land, bowed his head close to her body, and Elganan was born in the place where they touched. The sun and the land loved Elganan greatly, for he was beautiful and clever. As a gift to Elganan, the land brought forth great birds and beasts of sky and forest, and all manner of wonderful green things. Elganan loved his mother's gifts and praised them highly and walked amongst them often. The sun, looking down upon the fruitful land, saw the joy that Elganan took in her works and grew jealous. Uh-oh. Out of spite, he shone his face full upon all the creatures the earth had created, and burned them all to ashes. Damn. I was a dick back then, apparently. The land cracked and split from bitterness and pain, and cried salt tears for the loss of all she had wrought. The pool of tears cried for the land, became the ocean, and the cracks in her body the first rivers and streams. Elganan was furious at what his father had done and vowed vengeance. He lifted himself into the sky and wrestled the sun, determined to defeat him. They fought for an eternity, and eventually the sun grew weak, while Elganan's rage was unabated. Eventually, Elganan threw the sun down from the sky and buried him in a deep abyss created by the land's sorrow. With the sun gone, the world was covered in shadow, and all that remained in the sky were the reminders of Elganan's battle with his father, drops of the sun's lifeblood, which twinkled and shimmered in the darkness. How do they reconcile that with the fact that there is a sun still? Unsure. It's like, nice belief, but like the sun is literally up there still. God of the Craft, June. We dedicate all our crafts to June, for it is he who taught the people to bend the branches of trees to make our bows, and to fashion coverings of furs and ironbark. Without June, we would have the Aravel, or the harness for our Halla. When the people were young, we wandered the forests without purpose. We drank from streams and ate the berries and nuts that we could find. We did not hunt, for we had no bows. We wore nothing, for we had no knowledge of spinning or needlecraft. We shivered in the cold nights, and went hungry through the winters. Wait, though the winters? I think it's meant to be through the winters. When all the world was covered in ice and snow. Then Silaise the Hearthkeeper came, and gave us fire, and taught us how to feed it with wood. June taught us to fashion bows and arrows and knives, so that we could hunt. We learned to cook the flesh of the creatures we hunted over Silaise's fire, and we learned to clothe ourselves in their furs and skins, and the people were no longer cold and hungry. Nice. Coloured inks. Valaslin, blood writing. When the children of our people come of age, they earn the privilege of wearing the Valaslin, the blood writing. It sets us apart from the Shemlen, and from the elves who have thrown their lot in with them. It reminds us that we will never again surrender our traditions and beliefs. The ritual deserves great reverence. The one who is to gain the Valaslin must prepare by meditating on the gods and the ways of our people, and by purifying the body and the skin. When the time comes, the keeper of the clan applies the blood writing. This is done in complete silence. Cries of pain are signs of weakness. If one cannot tolerate the pain of the blood writing, they are not ready to undertake the responsibilities of an adult. The keeper may stop the ritual if they decide that the one gaining the Valaslin is not ready. There is no shame in this, for all children are different, and our ancestors once took centuries to come of age. Huh. Okay. Sup.
Andera Natishan, stranger. I am Athras. I hope the others have not been too harsh in their treatment of you.
Yeah, it's been alright. They have, and it's annoying. I don't mind, I understand.
That is very generous of you. Most would assume we are unkind as a rule, and that is not the case. Especially not to a Grey Warden. But we have lost much, and it is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brazilian forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
You don't seem very happy about that.
None of us are happy about this situation, and I least of all. But I shouldn't speak too much about this, especially with an outsider. I am sure you have little interest in my problems.
Please, I'd like to hear about it.
It's odd to talk so freely with a stranger, but perhaps you can help me. My wife Denilah and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Denilah is dead, he will not let me see her body. I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf, and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her.
And if she was a werewolf, and the elf chased her and then found her, what then? Sweet, blissful reunion?
I don't know. Maybe she would know me as her love, even still.
No, you dumb motherfucker.
More likely she would love to eat you.
Yes, exactly.
If I could just know if Denilah is alive, or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
Perhaps I could convince Zathrian to tell the truth.
No. It would be very rude to accuse the Keeper of lying.
Oh.
I know he means well. I just need to know. One way or another. If you were in the forest, perhaps you might come across her. Alive or dead. Any news would be better than none.
I mean, has she got a
And
fucking
in return,
name tag on?
I would be happy to gift you
How
an
am I gonna
amulet
know?
made by our craftsman. It may fetch you some coin in the human lands.
I'll see what I can do.
You are most kind. Please, should you come across my wife, return and tell me.
Lost to the curse. Landmark tent. Oh, for Doggo.
I'm sorry, but I must attend to our ailing fallen.
You better be sorry, how dare you.
Anathara, Grey Warden.
Your face is really round, and your ears are so tiny.
Okay. Fucking rude. Fen Harel. The Dread Wolf. Did that not open properly? Hello? There is precious little we know about Fen Harel, for they say he did not care for our people. Elganan and Mythal created the world as we know it. Andruil taught us the ways of the hunter. Silaise and June gave us fire and crafting. But Fen Harel kept to himself, and plotted the betrayal of all the gods. And after the destruction of Arlathan, when the gods could no longer hear our prayers, it is said that Fen Harel spent centuries in a far corner of the earth, giggling madly and hugging himself in glee. The legends say that before the fall of Arlathan, the gods we know and revere fought an endless war with others of their kind. There is not a Haran among us who remembers these others. Only in dreams do we hear whispered the names of Geldauran and Denthal and Aneris, for they are the forgotten ones, the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. In ancient times, only Fen Harel could walk without fear among both our gods and the forgotten ones, for although he is kin to the gods of the people, the forgotten ones knew of his cunning ways and saw him as one of their own. And that is how Fen Harel tricked them. Our gods saw him as brother, and they trusted him when he said that they must keep to the heavens while he arranged a truce. And the Forgotten Ones trusted him also, when he said he would arrange for the defeat of our gods, if only the Forgotten Ones would return to the Abyss for a time. They trusted Fen Harel, and they were all of them betrayed. And Fen Harel sealed them away, so they could never again walk among the people. Huh. Now this is an interesting one, made especially interesting by the fact that just a few days ago, like a week ago maybe, or more recently than a week, I can't remember. It's very recently. BioWare announced the name of Dragon Age 4, which is like not possible for me to avoid hearing the name of a game. And it's Dragon Age Dreadwolf. So that's interesting. Is that going to be to do with this kind of thing then? I would assume so. That is very curious. Kamen.
Hello?
Hello yourself. Who are you?
I'm Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
Why can't you?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Try me. I might surprise you. Tell me before I kick your head in. What is with the fucking rude options in this game, man? There are some insane options.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Girl problems, I see?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me.
Not gonna lie, sounds like she's a bit of a bitch.
Helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Like, if you're not interested, just say no nicely. That sounds like a really shitty way of saying no. There must be some way to solve your problem. Can I ask you some questions?
I don't think there's anything I can tell you. My clanmates in the camp would be better at that. Oh, what do you want now? I told you everything already.
There must be a way to solve your problem.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
Perhaps I could talk to Gaynor for you.
I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
I can be pretty persuasive.
Really? I'm willing to try anything.
That depends. What's in it for me?
I could reward you. I have a book of our history written in the common tongue. The keeper wrote it and gave it to my father before he died. If
Now
nothing
that
else, you could sell it.
Is the best possible
It must be
reward.
worth something in the human lands.
No, I just want to fucking read it, mate. I'll do it.
Cyranas. Oh, ma Cyranas. I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
Camen's Lament.
So you are the Grey Warden who is supposed to save us? I never thought I would hear of an outsider who would ever do anything for us.
Well, now you have.
Andiran Atishan, outsider.
You're Gaynor, correct? Cameron mentioned you.
You spoke to him? What did he say?
You're cruel and he hates you. If he was lucky, he would bed you soon. Jesus. He said you refused to give him your hand.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Camen. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can I?
If you love him, it doesn't matter what he is, does it?
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
If you love... Man, it's a lot of... If you love him, you do it. If you love him, then believe in him and help him succeed.
Oh, you are right. I have made poor Camen miserable. No wonder he cannot complete his hunt.
Okay, maybe she's not a bitch.
Thank you. You have helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Camen.
Wow, okay, that was pretty easy. Fucking... My persuade stat is high.
Camen, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today. We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
You're welcome.
How
it was really difficult.
You are. I am so happy.
This is so wonderful. Young love allowed to flourish.
Here, take the book. I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least I can do.
Cheers. The Tale of Eloren. In the days after the rising of Zazikal, the Dark Ones covered every corner of the land. The Archdemon drove all the nations of the world before him, Shemlen and Elven alike. In the far north, where the hills wander the plains and the earth is eternally baked beneath the uncaring sun, the lands which the Shemlen call Anderfels, a clan of our people lived, struggling to survive the blight. Eloren was their keeper. A hunter in his younger days, crafty as any wolf, he led his people always just ahead of the Darkspawn who chased them. But the old hunter knew that even Halla cannot run forever. They must turn and fight, or be run down. At the foot of the Murdain, the Darkspawn cornered Eloren's clan. That night, the moon was strangled by clouds, the earth concealed by a dread mist that rose out of nowhere, so that the Elven could not tell up from down. In the confusion, the Darkspawn attacked. But Eloren had prepared for them. All around the camp, the hunters had strewn dry grass, brush, and brambles. When the sound of rustling footfalls began, Eloren and the other Haran called upon the old magic. They struck out with lightning, and though the bolts missed the Darkspawn, they hit their target all the same. The sea of kindling lit, and not one of the dark creatures made it through the fire to reach Eloren's clan. Nice.
I've finished. It's wonderful to see Cammon and Gaina so happy. A little joy in such a sad time is not misplaced.
I thought a Shem would be uglier. You're not so ugly.
God damn. God damn! Brutal. I mean, I guess not so brutal because he said that we're not, but he was like on the verge of brutal. Gillenane, mother of the Hulla. They say Gillenane was one of the people in the days before Arlathan, and the chosen of Andruil the Huntress. She was very beautiful, with hair of snowy white, and as graceful as a gazelle. She kept always to Andruil's ways, and Andruil favoured her above all others. One day, while hunting in the forest, Gillenane came across a hunter she did not know. At his feet lay a hawk, shot through the heart by an arrow. Gillenane was filled with rage, for the hawk, along with the hare, is an animal much beloved of Andruil. Gillenane demanded that the hunter make an offering to Andruil, in exchange for taking the life of one of her creatures. The hunter refused, and Gillenane called upon the goddess to curse him, so that he could never again hunt and kill a living creature. Gillenane's curse took hold, and the hunter found that he was unable to hunt. His prey would dart out of sight, and his arrows would fly astray. His friends and family began to mock him for his impotence, for what use is a hunter who cannot hunt? Ashamed, the hunter swore he would find Gillenane, and repay her for what she had done to him. He found Gillenane while she was out on a hunt with her sisters, and lured her away from them with lies and false words. He told Gillenane that he had learned his lesson, and begged her to come with him, so she could teach him to make a proper offering to Andruil. Moved by his plea, Gillenane followed the hunter, and when they were away from all of her sisters, the hunter turned on her. He blinded her first, then bound her as one would bind a kill fresh from the hunt. But because he was cursed, the hunter could not kill her. Instead, he left her for dead in the forest. And Gillenane prayed to the gods for help. She prayed to Elganan for vengeance, to Mother Mithal to protect her, but above all she prayed to Andruil. Andruil sent her hares to Gillenane, and they chilled out. They chewed through the ropes that bound her, but Gillenane was still wounded and blind, and could not find her way home. So Andruil turned her into a beautiful white deer, the first Hulla, and Gillenane found her way back to her sisters, and led them to the hunter, who was brought to justice. And since that day, the Hulla have guided the people, and have never led us astray, for they listen the voice of Gillenane. Nice. Why is that still clickable? Shouldn't that not be clickable now? Elora.
Who comes?
Leliana, last night.
I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the Hala, I did not hear your approach.
So that's just the white deer?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call land ships. They are our companions and our guides.
Do they taste good? They're not your mounts?
We ride the Hala, but never with reins or a saddle. It is the Hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the Hala and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
So why have you separated this one from the others?
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us,
understand
but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery. For her sake, as well as that of the others.
Well, if you can't find a wound on her, then she probably hasn't been bitten unless they have some healing factor or something. Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her?
I'm an excellent chef.
I would be grateful.
Survival, try to calm the Hala. Survival, examine the Hala. Pretend to examine the Hala. What? Try to calm the Hala. I don't know, like, what is my survival skill?
No, I'm sorry. She isn't calming any more around you than she is for me.
Do I have a survival stat? I've never heard of that.
What do you think?
That's a lie. The animal is suffering. I truly cannot tell.
I am glad you attempted it regardless.
I mean, I guess I'll say it, because otherwise the quest is just going to go unfinished. But poor Harla, because I don't think she's actually fucked.
No, that would not be right.
Alright.
When the time comes, then I will do it myself. It is my duty, as both master herder and as her friend. She shall take her last breath, knowing she was always safest in my care.
New Codex, Aravels. The Dalish, who band together in small groups of blood relatives, travel in... Wait. Small groups of blood relatives? Question. How do they have kids? If they are all only in small groups of blood relatives. Travel in ornately carved wagons known as Aravel, drawn by large white stags called Halla. The Aravel are a unique sight, beautiful in their swooping curvature, and adorned with broad hoods and bright silken cloths that flap in the wind, often displaying the noble banners that once flew over that family's house. Most humans refer to the Aravel as land ships, for in a strong wind it can often appear as the elves travel in long boats with sails high overhead to announce their arrival, or warn others away. The Halla are unique to the elves, and any but elven handlers consider them ornery and almost impossible to train. To the Dalish they are noble beasts, superior in breeding to the horse. Certainly most humans would agree the Halla are as beautiful as the elves themselves. The fact that many imperial nobles maintain a bounty on Halla horns that find their way into Tevinter is an affront the Dalish consider unforgivable. Few among us can claim to have seen the Dalish landships up close. Any human who sees them on the horizon does well to head the other way. Few Dalish clans take kindly to humans intruding on their camps, and more than one tell tales of troublemaking humans who found themselves mercilessly filled with Dalish arrows. Banter. Harla? Was that the new one? No creature is more revered by the Dalish than the Harla. No other animal has a god of its own. These white stags are much larger than ordinary deer, and the Dalish Harla keepers carve their antlers as they grow, making them curve into intricate designs. In ancient times, these stags bore elven knights into combat, but since the fall of the Dales, they are used less as mounts and more to pull the Aravels. Nice, that was it. Okie doke. Why are you still got a thing? Boink. Man, tons to find here. It's a very nice little area. I'm very intrigued by all the elven lore. I think I would have been intrigued by it without the knowledge of Dragon Age 4's title. But, I am definitely more so intrigued by that. Because, like, I assume that means that we're going to have a focus on elven gods or whatever in the future. Which makes me want to learn as much as I can about them now, I guess. Obviously, goes without saying, but no, I'll say it anyway, no spoilers. I don't want to actually know anything from the future. It's impossible to avoid hearing what the title of a game is, but it's not like I'm going to be looking into it at all or anything, so I don't want to know stuff, just curious. That is alright, I guess. It's a dagger, so maybe Zevran would like it. And a love letter. Fuck. I don't remember. My elf fruit. The herbalist suggested powdered Bronto horn. I was very discreet. Your sunflower. Think that's a new one? I don't recognize that. Okay, and then we've looped back to the beginning. So I think that's everything.
I am told you were instrumental in bringing our Kamen and Gaina together.
Yeah, that's correct.
By our traditions, Kamen is still Dalen, a child.
Shit.
Their match is hardly appropriate.
But he's not actually a child, right? He just hasn't hunted anything yet, so that's what he's considered. Because otherwise this is kind of creepy. But I'm pretty sure he's not actually a kid, right? This is going to be really creepy if I'm wrong. Who am I to stand in the way of love?
We try to teach our young to wean themselves off the impatience that humans suffer from. Their belief that everything must happen now is what destroyed us long ago. But there's no real harm in what you did. I do not doubt your intentions were good.
Why are the Dalish so hostile?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
What is this Arlathan you mentioned?
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal.
Immortal?
We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan. Our ancestors were enslaved, and our culture lost forever.
Does Arlathan still exist?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock.
But the elves were eventually freed, right?
Yes, after a millennium of slavery, Andraste herself freed our people. She who was your maker's chosen.
But you don't worship the Maker.
We worship the creators, as we always have. We give thanks to Andraste for her part in our freedom, but we do not worship her, or her god.
Didn't Arlathan fight back?
The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though Arlathan fought, they lost.
If you were immortal, though, then surely you wouldn't lose, because you're immortal. Elves were immortal, then?
They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally. And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently, and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say.
Okay, so when they say immortality, they don't actually mean immortality. They mean everlasting life. Because immortality means not just that you don't age and die from old age, but it also means you just can't be killed in any way. But I think what they were saying is that they could still be killed in other ways. It was just that they would, if they didn't get killed in another way, they would live forever. Which is not immortality. It's everlasting life. But you could get your lifespan back, could you?
In time, and with seclusion. We Dalish have lengthy lifespans, and they will get longer. Zathrian himself has lived many centuries, though that is unusual even for us.
So you lost a war, you wouldn't be the first. I can see why you resent humans then.
Shemlin, we call them. Quick children.
Okay.
Humans I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no? Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in Arlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
Your homeland was called the Dales, I thought. I guess that's their name for it was... Our name for it is the Dales?
That was our second homeland.
Oh,
our
not.
First was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile.
Is there no way to get on your clan's good side?
It requires an individual to prove he is not the outsider we have come to expect. Your own task to help our clan is certainly a step in the right direction.
I'm not responsible for what's been done to the elves. Well, yeah, I know. Like, obviously, true, but it's years and years and years and years and years and years of it, so they're just against all of us.
Aren't you? You're human, and to many of them, you represent the humiliations our people have suffered for generations. You may not have been personally responsible, but such feelings are not easily overruled by logic or fairness.
Understandable. I wouldn't act like them. I would change things.
Oh? That is easy to say when you are not a homeless wanderer of a broken people. It is all we can do to cling onto our past now. Perhaps this may change one day, but I believe the humans would have to take the first steps, if they are capable.
Wait, did I think I maybe misread what I was saying on that previous one. I was saying, like, I want to change things and make humans, like, nicer to these guys, but I don't think that's what it actually came out as. Well, we already asked that.
Certainly.
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
How did you come to the Dalish if you were so young?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
I don't like the way she dotted servant. Ugh. I'm sorry, it must have been horrible.
It was. Though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
You said the Dalish rescued you from bandits?
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
I just realized, is she wearing my outfit? Very based. Didn't you have a family you could have returned to? She's literally just told you they were killed, motherfucker.
It's possible I might have had some.
I guess he
maybe
means
many.
other family.
Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from, and I wanted to stay with the man who rescued me. The clan is my family. Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however.
How did you become a keeper?
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
Do they resent your success?
No. Zathrian told me that time would take away their prejudices, and it did. They became used to me. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future.
What does a keeper do exactly?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
What can you tell me about Zathrian?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Lost much? What has he lost?
He lost his family. A very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
I should go.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Arlathan, Part 1. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we knew they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called the land Elvenen, which in the old language means place of our people. And at the centre of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Parvalen to the north. Called Shemlen, or Quicklings by the ancients, these humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down among the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvenan off from the humans for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. Very interesting stuff. Very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, well, that is like most things here done in this intro area to the forest and everything. We will leave it there for today. I guess I'll just yoink
Please
this.
leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
He said that I could have what's inside.
Please do not lie to me. I find it most unbecoming.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go fuck myself. Yeah, so... Wait, when did I swap to
I'm
Leliana?
ready.
I guess to open a chest. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. I'm liking learning about the elven lore. Very cool. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around, share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time for more Dragon Age Origins. Thanks for watching. See you then.